African Airways, did you know you've given me a tall order, and I'm intend giving you a tall order to help handball to make it to the Olympics in 2008. Thank you.
Sadly, we've come to the last category in the ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Woman of the Year Award, and that category is Arts and Culture. Whether it is fostering the works of young creative minds of South Africa or expanding the horizons of our artistic landscape, these three women have been instrumental in building the identities of our communities. And here to present the award, please welcome the internationally acclaimed musician, the Grammy Award winner, recipient of the Woman of the Century Award, and the Goodwill Ambassador to the continent of Africa, Miss Miriam Makeba.
I wish I could sing because I don't know how to speak. As South Africans, we must know that our culture is where we have to put and store everything, because without it, we are lost. The finalists in this category of arts and culture for the ShopRite Checkers and SABC2 Women of the Year are...
Children will laugh at anything, clouds falling down, they needn't be good. But you know, when you've touched their souls, that's when I know I've been touched. That's good theatre.
Joyce Levinson is a pioneer in children's theatre in South Africa, bringing the magic of theatre to children of all races and backgrounds. She also facilitates theatre and education life skills programs.
I might not be perfect to you, but I'm able to stand up on my own and be proud of who and the way I am.
Masengita Masunga has overcome her own disability of cerebral palsy to establish the Tinyungubziseni Talent Promotions Company, which provides workshops and training, motivational talks, a soccer tournament, as well as staging the country's first beauty pageant for the disabled.
Music and the other arts are not something that are extra or nice to have. I think they're essential, especially in a country that needs to develop and needs to grow. The arts of a country represent the fundamental difference between existing and living.
Susan Harrop Allen founded the AA2 Soweto Music Project, which teaches new young musicians. She also manages and fundraises for national music development projects and is currently training disadvantaged teachers in music education.
Tonight's winner in the category Arts and Culture of the ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Winner of the Year Award is Masengita Masunga.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. There's a saying in my language that goes like, which means even if the cock doesn't call, it will dawn. I've been running Miss Confidence for the past 6 years without sponsorship, sometimes being undermined because of my speech, sometimes people hanging up on you, you know, when you call for help. But then I really want to thank the Almighty God for giving me strength. And for giving me a life of purpose. The Bible says everything works out for good for those who are called for his purpose. I also like to thank my mother and father. I know that it was not easy raising a child with cerebral palsy, especially in a rural community. People don't understand. They just think it's a brain damage, and they don't think beyond that. So I know it was not easy for you, but you encouraged me not to apologize for what and who I am.
All of tonight's 9 winners share the title as ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Woman of the Year. For tonight's celebration is not just one woman. In celebration, please welcome back on stage TK with Black Butterfly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2004 Women of the Year.
Sabina Koza for Business Entrepreneurs. Professor Letitia Moja for Education. Nomtunzi Joyce Mali for Community Affairs. Burial Hafaji for Media and Communications. Dr. Shireen Ustin for Health. Professor Tabelo Nyokong for Science and Technology. Cookie Edwards for Social Services. Modi Marishane Inyaka for Sport. And Masingita Masunga for Arts and Culture.
I'm gonna praise you.
South African Airways is once again proud to be associated with the ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award and to be the official carrier for this prestigious event. In the year that we celebrate 2 landmark anniversaries, the country's 10 years of democracy and SAA's 70th birthday, it represents an unprecedented platform to celebrate and recognize our women achievers.
Sun International is exceptionally proud to be associated with ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year event, and we will continue to do so in the future.
This event is proudly brought to you by ShopRite and Checkers and SABC2.
We've dared to believe that we deserve more than just the basics. And we've worked consistently against enormous odds, to see that dream was realized.
Valencia Kadali, nominated in the category Social Services of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, has dedicated the past 20 years to making geriatric care an inspiring and fulfilling career.
The time of the District 6 forced removals, as young people, my husband and I were asked to look after the older people who were left behind after the forced evictions. And I think that's where our real involvement in the day-to-day lives of older people, stemmed from.
Valencia has developed the City Mission's G.H. Stark Rehoboth Age Exchange in Cape Town over a 22-year period, the only comprehensive facility of its kind in South Africa and the only daycare facility for people with dementia and Alzheimer's disease, regarded as a best practice model for the care of the elderly that can be replicated anywhere in the world.
Older people are not appendages, in society. They are a powerful force. They are a powerful resource. 56% of our volunteers are over 70 years old themselves.
One of the things, that is very evident in her life is that people have bought into her as a person, and that it's easy to buy into her vision and the dream.
I've seen people at their happiest, and I've walked with people when they were at their most despairing. I've learned valuable lessons from older people, and the younger ones that we've cared for are terminally ill, for example, who've taught me not just how to live, but also how to die.
I was a victim of violence in my first marriage because of what I had gone through. And I can identify with other women being caught in the cycle of violence and not being able to break it. This is the passion that I have now to help and to empower other women, to let them know that there is help out there. It's just for them to take that first step forward.
Cookie Edwards, nominated in the category Social Services of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, pioneered and coordinates the KwaZulu-Natal network of violence against women, which played a major role in the new Domestic Violence Act of 1999, the setting up of the Durban Family Court, and numerous public safety outreach programs aimed at improving the fate of abused women in South Africa.
We work towards the prevention and eradication of violence against women, to empower women on their rights, to let women know that women's rights are also human rights.
Offering a compassionate ear for her community in Durban and a voice and haven for abused women in KwaZulu-Natal, Cookie's catalyst came in the form of abuse counseling, when the difference between love and abuse was explained to her for the first time.
I had to learn to forgive. I had to learn to forgive myself, and I think that gave me the energy and the passion.
She's a person that she's a very outgoing person. She's a very natural person. She's a joker. Being a friend of her for all these years, I have found that it's a person that anyone can really cling to and stand up and ask for advice and things like that.
So for me, what life has really taught me is that women are not the weaker sex.
In the past 16 years, Cookie has arranged marches and training workshops provincially, nationally and abroad against women abuse, and her own home has served as a haven for abused women.
People can come forward now and say, I don't have to be a victim anymore. I have a right.
At times I'm just like a person in a dream, and I don't know how. I managed to get all these things done with no money, because I only live from hand to mouth.
Sister Priscilla Dlamini, nominated in the category Social Services of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, has been a Catholic nun since the age of 15 and works with destitute and dying HIV patients in the vast sugar plantations of KwaZulu-Natal.
I asked the bishop if I could have these old stables, and then I converted them into wards and rooms for the terminally ill AIDS patients.
She has since received international recognition for her Holy Cross AIDS Hospice in Emoyeni near Gingindlovu, Eshowe.
She's very persuasive. When she believes in something, you will never turn her back. She will do everything in her power to succeed.
I feel that God has called me to do this, and I feel I cannot do anything else. There's just that push, that inner thing which is just pushing me to do it.
She's dedicated to the upliftment of the community. That is inbuilt in her.
With no funding for modern medicines, Sister Priscilla combined traditional healers' home remedies to treat opportunistic infections among her AIDS patients. She has also taken many child-headed households under her care.
I've got 453 child-headed households, which gives me more than 1,000 orphans.
True to her beliefs, to this day, Sister Priscilla does not use money to sustain herself, but lives off the land and teaches others to follow suit. But amidst all the obstacles facing her and her mission, it continues to thrive.
I get satisfaction from what I'm doing, because I feel that I'm fulfilling the God's call.
There's lots of people living in South Africa, various cultures, and just various backgrounds. And the people that create advertising, people that create communication should be equally diverse.
Nunu Nchingila, nominated in the category Business Entrepreneurs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Woman of the Year Award, is a guiding light for women in the advertising industry.
I have worked with Nunu for about, on and off, 15 years. She started as a junior, she was in the library, and now she runs my life.
Nunu is chairperson of Ogilvy Johannesburg, the Association for Communication and Advertising, as well as a board member of the Media Development and Diversity Agency.
It's amazing that we've come this far as women in such a young democracy.
Advertising is massively competitive, and she's one person who has never been out for herself.
This year, she received the Financial Mail Ad Focus Agency Leader of the Year Award.
It has been twice the fight. The fight has become a little better because women have now created an environment where other women can thrive. I've learned to be who I really am.
She does it with people by lifting them up, by creating giants out of what are often ordinary people.
She maintains a level-headed approach to transformation and an active involvement in the future of the industry. Nunu has contributed extensively to industry training and played a key role in the establishment of the Mamalu Consortium, responsible for future foreign investment and business creation in South Africa.
I think what's important is that the sacrifices are not greater than the rewards that you get, and that's been my yardstick.
She's an inspiring leader and a great friend.
It's not the woman behind the sink any longer bringing up kids. I think it's a woman. I think there's women out there that's making the right statements. We're paving the way for the children of the world.
Bev Moodley Pride, nominated in the category Business Entrepreneurs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, in her capacity as Investment, Marketing and Communications Manager of the Gauteng Economic Development Agency, the international marketing arm of Gauteng's Blue IQ initiative, helped create more than 2,500 sustainable jobs.
To reach a target of 1.5 billion of new investments every year is an incredible achievement. Gauteng specifically has become very investor friendly, and the politicians as well as the private sector is working hand in hand to assist an investor to grow this country and specifically this province.
As Gauteng earns 10% of Africa's total gross domestic product and contributes 33.9% to South Africa's GDP, her motivated efforts are vital to national prosperity.
Being a woman in this position gives it an edge. We come with the empathy, we come with the passion, we come with the drive.
She's a woman of action. She wants to see things done.
I think it's very important for us to stand up and be counted in industry today.
She's like a mother, a mentor, a leader, everything to us.
She's also so humble when it comes to her achievements, you know. She always says, oh, but it's my job, you know.
Regarded as one of the most powerful marketing agents in South Africa, Bev plays a significant role in the growth and upliftment of the province by putting Jeddah on the international map and reaffirming its significance to local and foreign investors.
We open our doors to really train this country into a new level of business.
I never got a chance of going to school. The only certificate that I had was a baptismal certificate. I'm actually now going for my master's as a University of Pretoria.
Sabina Khoza, nominated in the category Business Entrepreneurs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, entered the business world in 1988 with just 10 chickens and very little knowledge of farming. Now producing 150,000 birds annually, she has received numerous awards, including Female Farmer of the Year.
It's not the educational status, it's the self-confidence that can push and open doors for each and every individual.
Sabina takes her knowledge to the community via the Fair Deal Education and Production Training Center.
You look at me as Sabina, but you've got to times me to be with 6 so that you get the accurate figure of me and my responsibility.
Since November 2003, nearly 100 farmers, the majority of whom are women, have graduated from the center prior to starting their own small businesses.
She is a hard worker herself because this has been developed under her care and guidance.
Sabina is president of the Gauteng Provincial Farmers Union and Secretary General of the National African Farmers Union, and yet she still finds time to give back to the community.
What does she do with the vegetables? She sells them, she gives them to the employees, she gives them to the HIV people, the sick, the destitute, and the homeless.
To me, I get the social responsibility satisfaction. It's a job well done. It's a legacy for me. I've always been excited by this voyage of discovery.
Kelebogile Dilo Tsotle, nominated in the category Education of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, is one of the few women worldwide to head up a science center and is the CEO of Gauteng's new Saibono Discovery Center, which aims to make science more accessible to young people.
She's got a vision about transforming education, making science education a real success in this country.
She's very passionate about getting science out into the public.
We can boldly say within the 5 months, the little bit that we've planned for ourselves is working.
South Africa has been identified internationally as one of the countries to succeed with science centers, and this Harvard Science graduate is determined to position the Saibono Discovery Center as champion of the struggle to bridge the scientific and technological divide between learners.
People who come into the science center are actually taken around and guided by qualified scientists.
Aimed at making every learner in Gauteng science literate, the Saibono Center focuses on innovative and exciting programs for learners and educators, which help translate work from paper to practice.
The fact that she is successful and not daunted by the male-dominated world of perhaps science sends a message that as a woman you can do it.
You've got to be able to see yourself not as a woman scientist, but as a scientist.
Once a science lecturer, senior lecturer, head of department, circuit manager, and national director for science and society, Kelebogile is well positioned to offer learners a new outlook on science and technology.
Having this drive to succeed has always moved me 10 steps ahead.
I would like to be instrumental in improving or changing the living conditions of the rural people.
Nomxolisi Matyana, nominated in the category Education of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, has dedicated her career to saving and promoting one of our most valued resources, water.
I grew up from the rural areas of Butterworth, and I used to walk distances to fetch water. I committed myself to be instrumental, therefore, to change those living conditions.
She understands that women are cornerstones of education at all levels of society, from grassroots to government. Nomxolisi educates communities about hygiene, effective water usage, and the protection of our water resources. She coordinated the country's first annual Baswali Metsi Youth and Water Awards and established community structures to manage water resources for the Eastern Cape.
I see women playing a key role in transforming our country. You work very hard, you dedicate time, you dedicate yourself, you sacrifice sometimes your own time because you want to ensure that you achieve your objectives.
Nomxolisi works with government, NGOs and communities throughout South Africa to promote educational awareness on the use of South Africa's scarcest commodity. Now Deputy Director at the Department of Water Affairs and Forestry, Nomxolisi raised the importance of water conservation to see the inclusion of water and sanitation as part of Curriculum 2005.
I wanted to be something that will change the living conditions of the rural people. That was my wish.
Teaching is more about getting people to understand you and getting them to model after you.
Professor Letitia Muja, nominated in the category Education of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, is the first black woman to head a South African medical faculty.
By the time I got to matric, my father was already planting the seed in me that he thinks I'm going to become a very good doctor. By the time I completed my matric, that was the only thing that was in my head.
A brilliant academic who firmly believes in the need to train black doctors, Letitia continually focuses on improving the circumstances of others and inspires all with whom she has contact.
How do you get somebody who has grown up in Johannesburg to train as a health professional and suddenly decide to go and work in the most remote areas of the country. We are now looking forward to training professionals that are prepared to work in the rural areas.
She stepped into a new role as Dean of Faculty of Health Science at the University of the Free State in January 2004, prior to which she headed the Gynecologic Oncology Unit at Garankuwa Hospital in Pretoria.
She sold a vision to all of us, and there's ownership from our side on where we are going.
If you look at the education system, there's still quite a bit of discrepancies. Thought it was quite a challenge that I need to take up. It's of greater service to the general training of health professionals in the country.
Passionate about unity and harmony while maintaining cultural differences, Letitia also serves on the Medical and Dental Board and the Health Professions Council, representing women's issues and minority groups.
Any opportunity that comes with learning, making yourself a better person, making a difference, really challenges me.
Fika iphupha kum wathi kwavela umakhulu wathi umakhulu andizoyifumana ioperation into efunekayo mandihambe ndonceda abantu.
Nomtunzi Joyce Mali, nominated in the category Community Affairs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, is a faith healer by calling.
Umangcondo ungumama onceda abantu. Ubanceda ngokwasenyameni.
Mang'onde is a true community builder who has assisted with a number of projects in the impoverished Zigodlo village near Debenek in the Eastern Cape. She has given hope to orphans and street children, promoted spiritual healing, and focused on the reduction of crime through a number of youth development projects.
She's more of a community helper or a community builder. I think what she does is to help and assist people.
Ndonwaba ukufa xa ndigqiba ukwenzela umntu into andiyazi ivele izenzekele nje apha egazini lam ndiva ndixolile emphefumulweni and uba khange ndiyenze laa nto andonwabi nasebusuku ngasendivuke ndihambe ndiye kulaa mntu ndomnceda ndimenzele laa ngxaki akuyo.
Mang'onde acknowledges the importance of feeding the body, the mind and the soul. She develops and furnishes schools and churches in her area.
She's got a golden rule. Do unto others as you'd like it to be done to you. Actually, she does more to others.
Andibayeki bahlale nje ndiyabasondeza abantu abangomama. Into yokuqala endibakhuthaza kuyo kufuneka umntu abe nothando noxolo nokholo. Uba ezo nto zontathu unazo yonke into yakho ihamba lula.
Ke nagana gore ke neo ke gift fela ya modimo because le nna ke a tshoga gore why ke etsa so.
Mary Luate, nominated in the category Community Affairs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, founded the Good Hope Community Organization in Lebanon near Winterfeld in the Northwest Province. She cares for abandoned and abused children.
Kana kwena bankisa kwena nas le ena nam ona le mpotso next tshepo o tlo phila so ke ipotso re ke be ke shile ke tle ke na le 18.
Mary is an inspiring role model and active leader. Her community projects in one of our country's most impoverished areas draw interest and support from international organizations.
a ke feel ke le strong fela go etsa ntho
mme mmalwate nna ga sale ke kopana le yena ke ithuta ena ke bona ile mme o bonolo ka matsatsi a otlhe mme o lerato.
Her extended family has grown from 18 children to over 170 children today.
Ke mama because o tswaletse gepe ene ke na le yona ya hore ke nyaka lerato la batswadi then nkebe maybe as teng nkebe ke sa itse ke le ngwana fela o khotse mo strateng ke sena discipline. She's not our biological mother but she can take care of us.
Basadi ba tla tswela pele mara e ska ba mosadi wa etsang dilo tse ana le jealousy ya o bontsha ba bang. Re tshwanetse basadi re bontshane gore re hodise lefatshe ke lerato le pelo ya hae a le mosebetsi wa o etsang a ska ba kala gore o tlhalefile re tswa sekolo taba go gore ntho o e eletsang setšhaba ya bonagala wa ikutlwa gore o role model ya lefatshe.
na famba hi milenge na ha ri ku tirheni ni fanele ni make sure ku ni reacha un'wana na un'wana before ni ta tsandzeka ku famba.
Becca Nsangwisi, nominated in the category Community Affairs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, is a people's person who, while undergoing treatment for cancer, still goes beyond the call of duty to elevate the living standards of her community. She is known as a community leader and visionary.
Mana va karhi va ni byela ku ni sungule na ha ri ntsongo loko ni ri na 3 years na loko ni nghena xikolo lexi a xi humelela loko fridge ya le kaya yi tarile a ni nga swi twisisi ku why munhu un'wana a fanele a hlupheka a ni ta va tshika va famba ni teka xixevo teka meleka ni nyika swisiwana.
A presenter on the radio station Mungana Lonene FM in Limpopo, Becca is a dedicated community member who uses her voice to assist disadvantaged residents. Her gospel radio program is regarded as a lifeline for the poor and needy.
Se o khongela leswaku ku nga vi na xin'wana lexi xi n'wi nghenelelaka a decide ku yima because hina as kereke hi langute ka ye leswaku a hi pfuna ku hluvukisa evutomi bya vanhu.
Mama Becca facilitated projects such as the building of the Pukani Bakery and a care center for the disabled near Giyani. And she also helped women to start their own brick and fence making businesses. Tiyimeleni Vamanana, work for yourselves, mothers, in Makumeke.
Vasati vo tala va tshamile vo tala va yimele vavanuna va voko va vuya joni loko va yimela ku va vuya joni swi ta va tikela hikuva va nga titshegi hi makhumbi yo tsakama hi ku loko ri wa va ta wana rona a hi yimeni tanihi vavasati hi endla swin'wana eka community ya hina hi endla swin'wana tanihi vavasati hi ta vona hi humelela vavanuna a va hi tluli.
Maria Millo, nominated in the category Community Affairs of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, has overcome incredible odds to focus on the upliftment of the standard of living of rural communities in her area.
In the Department of Health and Welfare, she is a wonder to everybody. She is fire.
Se basadi ba ka se dirang go gore re die mekgatlo re phele re kopana re dira di-workshop.
And she is very, very participatory. She likes everybody to participate in all the activities that are being done in Makoti and other areas.
She is the founder of the Makoti Women's Club, a women's organization operating from Makoti village in the Capricorn district in Limpopo, a region suffering from poverty, high levels of unemployment, illiteracy, teenage pregnancy, and low life expectancy.
Rena leba swa rena ba le 15 bao e leng gore ba lebeletse home community based care malwetse ona a HIV/AIDS.
Maria, together with her Makoti Women's Club, engages in sustainable community building projects, focusing on baking, gardening, HIV/AIDS awareness, managing the elderly, and creche development. The club has created jobs for around 40 community members and has reached some 35% of the area's impoverished population.
Maria Melo, a hard worker, so patient. Go raganya go bona motho mongwe a gopišegile mo bophelong ba gagwe.
Go nna ke tswela pele letšatši ka letšatši ke ipotsa gore mo tšwelopeleng e ke e thomileng morago gona ga ke boele
ke tswela pele go boima go bothata nna ke dio tswela pele ke a feta.
I always like to think that journalism is not just about reporting a first draft of history, but that ultimately it is about changing the world.
Ferrial Haffiji, nominated in the category Media and Communication of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, became the first woman editor of a major South African newspaper at the age of only 36 when she took over the editorship of the Johannesburg-based Mail and Guardian.
I have a very strong sense of social justice principles about the kind of world I think we need to build, about the kind of clean political structures we need to run, about a deep hatred of corruption, about wanting to see democracy meaning something and not just being a vote we exercise every 5 years. So I hope in those ways that it will shape the newspaper.
Ferrial's appointment to this investigative paper, born during the height of the anti-apartheid struggle, is a triumph for gender equality in South Africa.
To see a vision is to be able to realize it in these times. We're not shackled by our past, in which we're only one group, and often then only one gender group was privileged. Now it really is that the world is there for the taking.
An advocate of quiet and calm leadership, Ferrial now reports a 2/3 female contingency in the newsroom and aims to nurture more investigative journalism on delicate gender issues such as the rate of rape and sexual violence in South Africa.
It's a tough job. It generally breeds tough people.
The quiet way is the glove behind the iron fist, and she's quite capable of taking a hard line when she has to.
As far as interacting with other people goes, that always means with a deep respect. Not always for politicians, but certainly for my colleagues and generally for the community that the newspaper serves.
Listening to radio, radio has been my life. I like to be behind everything, to do things behind, but being very, very influential.
Philonomi Makau, nominated in the category Media and Communication of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, took on the enormous task of saving a community radio station in the rural area of Taung.
Our vision here is to inform, to educate, to develop. There are issues like poverty, unemployment. People here, they did not know that their issues can be addressed.
When Philonomi took up the reins at Valta FM in 2002, she faced significant resistance.
The biggest challenge basically for us, like indicated, was changing the stereotypes within the traditional environment.
She successfully implemented new policies and systems, and she increased the broadcasting radius from 30 kilometers to 80 kilometers with no government funding.
People participate. They do come to the station, they visit it, they phone, they write letters. So it has really shown me that people have realized that this is their asset.
Philonomi believed that the survival of the station is in the interest of the broader community. She lobbied government, local stakeholders and businesses to support the station. Today, Philonomi's radio station operates to the benefit of all.
Alles totaal vir my wonderlik. Glad lieg dit vir my of dit af hulle my familie is. 'n Vriend van die gemeenskap, 'n oor, 'n oog in die gedagte van die gemeenskap.
You know what people want because you communicate with them every day. You meet new challenges. Every day you meet new challenges.
Me being where I am today is actually saying to all the youngsters that stay in my neighborhood in Soweto that it is possible.
Masarami Muyeme, nominated in the category Media and Communication of the prestigious ShopRite Checkers SABC2 Women of the Year Award, has earned huge respect as Group Managing Director of FCB South Africa for her leadership skills and business acumen.
Most importantly, I had the drive. I know what poverty means. I know what being focused means. I've had hurdles along the way, but I knew what I wanted and I stayed focused.
She's got commitment without equal.
Masarami has been very active in the transformation and educational portfolios of the Association for Communication and Advertising and the AAA School of Advertising, ensuring access, funding, and excellent training for the previously disadvantaged.
Pushing issues of transformation is very, very important to me. Opening up opportunities for youngsters to come into our industry, which is lacking, especially in black representation, is a primary drive for me.
One of the characters that make her stand out is she has integrity and honesty.
As a result of Masarami's driving force and BEE initiatives, FCB South Africa achieved one of the largest equity ownership deals amongst advertising agencies in South Africa. A chartered marketer, Masarami advocates female representation at top management levels and has promoted many women to directorships at FCB.
If women are involved in different facets of our industry, whether it be in marketing or creative departments within agencies, if messages come from women, there's a lot more understanding and empathy to how to communicate to women.